So your very first thing you guys did when you met was you wrote a song about looking for Mrs. Locklear.
Yeah. Well,
Miss Locklear was our first grade teacher.
I know. Did she look like, when I see Locklear and I see 1984?
Oh, yes.
Oh, she was by far the most attractive teacher at Buies Creek Elementary School. Even 2 first grade boys could pick up on that.
So you guys are like, you were like, whoa, swing for
yes.
Miss
And
Locklear.
we never forgot it.
Tent pole.
We never forget. Exactly. Yeah, because we have a fond place in our heart for her because she is the one who introduced us by holding us in from recess on the first day of first grade because we were writing nasty words on it. That's our origin story.
And so we did write a song about that. But then the bigger thing that we ended up doing is we created an entire documentary back, this is over 20 years.
2003.
Of us trying to find her. And we set these ground rules of we can't use any technology. No phones.
No internet. Only word of mouth to try to track her down because we, by this time we were out in the world. We were married with kids. We were trying all types of stuff. But wait, wanting to be filmmakers and documentarians was like
you're stalking.
Very.
You're stalking.
Well,
guys, call for what
making art.
We're making art. You're married man.
It's craft.
Stalking.
It's like you were saying earlier. It's
our hot teacher.
We are shaping craft to stalk our hot first grade teacher.
I'm so there. Yes, this is great.
And it was really fun because we really did it that way, word of mouth.
Where'd you start?
And down in southeast part of North Carolina, there is a whole bunch of people with the last name Locklear. And they're all from a tribe of American Indians called the Lumbee tribe. So when we went down there, we started meeting people that's their heritage.
And we knew that was her heritage as well.
Okay.
So we were like, somebody down there is gonna know her. And the crazy thing that ended up happening is we didn't know anything about the Lumbee tribe. We had heard of them and we knew that they were kind of concentrated in that area. But they didn't have a reservation or anything. And it was because they've never been federally recognized. And so they had been on this many years long quest for federal recognition. We end up,
because historically they were never, it was kind of I don't know if diaspora is the right word, but there was like, they were, as a tribe, they were never moved to reservations.
Got you.
Like Trail of Tears, all all of that. So they were just kind of like hanging out in this area of North Carolina,
right? But they had been trying to
with their own identity.
So the long story short, the documentary becomes about us learning about their struggle. We go to D.C. We go to the Bureau of Indian Affairs. John McCain is overseeing the case, and so we learned about that. And the movie is this sort of parallel story of us trying to find Miss Locklear while they're trying to find federal recognition.
Amazing.
It was so much fun because we would say yes to anything that would happen. Like very early, the first time we went down there, we went to kind of the center of the community, a small town called Pembroke, and we just started asking people who were looking for our teacher, Miss Locklear. Do you know anybody? And then everybody kept talking about someone else. This man named Carnell Locklear, same last name. They said he knows everybody. This is where he lives. We knock on his door. And it turns out he is just the friendliest guy who's just been waiting for somebody to make a documentary about him. It's just everything you would hope for.
He's an aspiring entertainer that has been,
overlooked.
He was probably, he might have been 70.
Yeah, at the time.
And he was like, and the first question we asked him is, do you know Lenora Locklear? Here's a picture of her. She was our first grade teacher. And he was like, well, I got these puppies in my backyard. My dog just had some puppies. We could go give those away and see if anybody knows your teacher. And then the next thing we know, Rhett's in the back of his pickup truck with 8 puppies. And I'm sitting on a lawnmower in a trailer being pulled by the truck. I'm just sitting on the back of a lawnmower because we're driving down the road asking people if they know our teacher, and he's trying to door to door give away puppies. And it was just it's kind of what you hope for when you're just these, we had this fantasy of making a documentary film, and then to find yourself doing that is like, yes.
We had a month to basically follow any story that, revealed itself.
That's fantastic. And so, I mean, without spoiler alert, did you find Miss Locklear?
She was dead. We never found her.
That's hilarious.
No, we found her.
She's
found
dead.
her. It's not much of a spoiler. I mean, it is, but you should still watch it.
Did you go to the gravesite and pour one out for her?
No, we met her, and it was it was very surreal. It was a good ending.
I love that.
It didn't lead to more documentaries. I think it's one of those itches that we still want to scratch. But I think when we started making those local commercials, it kind of scratched that same itch of like working with real people. We were actually gifting commercials to like small business owners. We had another sponsor who was underwriting the whole thing. So we were able to give it to him for free, but we would work with these real people to make the commercial for them, and we would use their stories. So there was this used car lot in the middle of North Carolina. And then the owner was kind of boring. But he was like, you need to meet my head salesman, which what he meant was my only salesman, Rudy. And then we got to know Rudy, and he was this boisterous guy from Cuba. He said he came over on a raft that was attacked by a shark. And he said, I'm an American auto salesman, but in Cuba, I was a gynecologist.
And so the commercial wrote itself. It was Rudy, the American car salesman and Cuban gynecologist. And so
it was so heartwarming to like get to know this guy selling cars.
Why didn't you start your own ad agency? This is amazing.
Oh, we
thought about it.
We got very close. We almost went down the commercial directing avenue. We were doing that for a little bit. But yeah, I think ultimately we wanted to tell stories. Yeah. And yeah, but we go back to that, working with real people. We try to find ways to, even on our, the series that we do that's more of a scripted half hour called Wonder Hole. We like to, it's mostly unscripted and improv, but we'd like to find ways to just get non-actors to participate and just put them in situations and, have those very real human interactions.
Do you ever go back to North Carolina?
Oh, all the time, yeah. But yeah, my wife and I have a place back there, so we're back there all the time. And all of our families, both sides of both families, basically everyone's back there.
Do you get do people just go berserk when they see you back there? Every high school,
North Carolina
everybody
is a different. It is definitely a different experience because people in North Carolina don't often see people that they know from a screen somewhere.
That's right.
And they just the other day when I was there, a guy is talking to me, and then he's like, "Do you get recognized a lot?" I think in his mind, he was like, this could be the first time this has happened this year. He didn't have a point of reference for does this happen? Like, just like the girl, she was in North Carolina, the one that said, you look like somebody famous, but not famous. That's not how I would describe it. So yeah, people will, but listen, we can't complain because when the first time we ever came to LA, we were at a restaurant and I'm going to blame this on Link.
Yeah.
Now, we were being egged on by friends from North Carolina, but John C. Reilly was sitting down at a restaurant with his friends.
Yeah.
And you went up to him, and I followed you for some reason. And we didn't just say hello. We literally opened with asking him to, after he finished eating, to come outside and record an intro to our podcast.
Come on.
And so we can never complain about anyone asking anything from us in public, especially you.
No, I can't. But I had to go for it.
No, you didn't.
I shouldn't have gone
If
for
we
it.
ever see,
It was
if we ever
tacky.
meet John, we are going
super
to
tacky, but like
apologize.
it's just the mentality that I had. You know,
It
It's
was
like,
that North Carolina mentality that we brought to
Right.
LA. So we,
That's a real thing. That kind of like sweet, guileless, aggressively ambitious. I'm from Ohio.
Yeah.
I so
right.
relate to that. I mean, I wanted to be an actor, and at the time I was young, there was a producer named Aaron Spelling that produced absolutely everything on TV, and I wrote him a letter, and I was like, I want to come. I'd like to come and see you at the studio. I was in the 6th grade, and he wrote back to me.
He did?
Yes, he did. He wrote back to me. And he was like, come out anytime, but you should really run it by your parents.
right.
And then
Don't come alone.
And then one thing led to another, and I don't know, nothing ever came of it. And then years later, I'm in a show called The West Wing, and it wins Best Show at the Golden Globes. And we're going up, and the music's playing. We're walking up the stage, and I'm passing Aaron Spelling, who's sitting there for whatever show he had. And I just leaned over and said, when I was very young, you were very, very nice to me. I wrote you a letter and you wrote me back. So thank you. And went up and we got our award. It was like a weird universe thing. So
you got to have a little bit of that misguided ambition, right?
Yes.
I mean, you got to have it.
Oh, 100%. Playing by the rules never got anybody anywhere. So did John C. What did John C. Reilly do?
He said, "Man, I'm here at dinner with my friends."
He was so nice.
That's literally how he said
and
it.
all his friends were looking down.
And I just kind of melted. I was like, "Oh, I have clarity now. You are here having dinner with your friends."
Yeah.
And I shouldn't be talking to you right now.
Right.
That's so.
It seems very clear to me now that you pointed it out, John C.
Oh,
Reilly.
this is how Hollywood works. Like people don't start making things like in the lot after they have dinner.
Yeah, we had to learn. I've had to learn so much the hard way.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.